Now, a recap from what we did last week. Last week, we discussed about accounting skills as an aspect of accountability, and we gave 4 key points that every accountant should have, even as they work in any firm or an organization, or even as a personnel running his or her business. And the 4 points we gave were integrity. Now, we stated that as an accountant, you have to be straightforward, you have to be upright, you have to always say it as it is. Do not be crafty or do not be coining. Always say it when the figures are not adding up. Say it as it is. Stand your ground as an accountant. That's uphold your own integrity in order to save your name or to save your dignity as an accountant. And then objectivity. Focus on the goal. We said focus on the goal. Do not bring in conflict of interest when you are in your business or when you're working for someone. Don't try to bring in other things into the business. Focus on the goal. Like, focus on the main objective, on why you were called to be an accountant or why you're handling the finances of that particular business. And then we also looked at confidentiality. Every client should be handled as a confidential client. Whatever it is that you're doing with your clients, or even in your workplace, there are some things that the company has that you should not discuss with other employees. Even you have been given the privilege to handle the finances doesn't mean you open it up to other employees. When it says it's confidential for a reason, and so you need to uphold that as an accountant. That's part of the accounting ethics that you should have in your businesses to be accountable. And then we look at professional behavior. Yes, you have to always be professional in everything that you do. You have to be of good conduct. You have to behave professionally. You have to conduct yourself in a manner that when people see you, they say, oh, that person is up to his game, even as an accountant, and he's upholding the accounting ethics that has been listed. He's doing it very well, and he's exceptional in whatever it is that he does. And today we'll be looking at, in fact, this week, we'll be looking at the merits of budgeting as a tool for accounting. What are the merits of budgeting as a tool for accounting? What are the benefits? And why should you work in order for you to enjoy those benefits, even as a business owner, even as a personnel who is wanting to start a business, as an organization, as a company? Why should you enjoy what are the benefits of budgeting? Now, 2 weeks ago, we discussed on accounting skills, and we made mention of planning and budgeting. Planning and budgeting are 2 very vital things that every organization should have and every person should have in his or her life. As a business owner, as an organization, your company should uphold planning and budgeting, which can also be related to forecasting what income you hope to achieve in the next 2 to 3 years to come, or what it is that you hope to get, or what it is that you hope to, the machines or the equipment that you hope to buy in the next years to come. Now, they said budgeting is a skill that every business owner should learn, adopt, and practice in their various businesses, which will in return bring about the growth of that business. Now, I want us to know that budgeting doesn't just stop at business. It goes through your personal life. When you budget how you spend your money or places that your money go to, it helps you save more. It helps you be accountable for every single penny that you spend. Let's go into the Bible, or let's look at the scripture and see what the Bible talks about budgeting. And I'll be reading from the book of Luke 14 verses 28 to 29. And it says, "For which of you intending to build a tower and does not sit down first and count the costs, whether he has enough to finish it?" 29. Lest after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish, all will see it, begin, all who see it will begin to mock him. Sorry about that. All who see it will begin to mock him. Even the Bible states clearly that you need to budget, you need to plan. You can't just wake up in the morning and say, oh, I want to do something, or I want to build this house, and you don't have a plan. You don't have a budget, you don't have anything even written down. Like our daddy would say, even as you thought about it, write it down, plan, write it down and plan it. When the Bible says, when you don't even have a budget or a plan, how can you say you want to build a tower when there is no backup, or where there is no plan to build that tower, or where you've not budgeted or saved enough money to build that tower? Even the Bible said that they will mock you when they see that you actually started and you cannot even finish it. Now, budgeting comes with its own merits and demerits. Yes, I know most of us will be surprised when I said demerits. Yes, everything that has an advantage has a disadvantage. Likewise, merits and demerits. Although the merits are more and the demerits are less, but everything that has a merit also has a demerit. Now, for budgeting, for any business entity to enjoy the merits of budgeting, there are three key points that businesses should adopt. There are three key points that each business should adopt. And the first one is knowing your numbers. The second one is being realistic. And the third one is save as much as possible. Now, I'm going to list some of the merits of budgeting, and I will explain it with one point. I'm going to pick up one point, which is know your numbers, and I will explain it in conjunction to merits of budgeting. Now, the first one, the first point, the first merit of budgeting, or we can actually call it benefits of budgeting, is it gives you control over your money. Budgeting gives you control over your money. It helps you save. It helps you spend. It saves you the stress of having to adjust to lack of funds, having to try and run around for a particular situation or a particular project. That's what budgeting helps you to do. It helps you save before time. It reduces the stress that you have if you're looking for a particular sum of money to make a project work. It gives you control of money. It gives you control of your own money. It doesn't make money control you, rather it makes you control money. That is why you need to know your numbers. Know how much income comes into your account. Know how much income comes into your company. Know how much income goes know how much goes out of your company. Know the inflow of money in your company and the outflow of money in your company. When you have a specific idea of, okay, at the end of this month we are making so and so amount, based on statistics, okay, let's say for the previous years, from January to March, we make this amount of money. We make 5 million from January to March. The statistics has actually shown that when the money comes in, you know that, okay, at this point in time we need to invest this. At this point in time we need to invest it, because you know your figures, you know where the money is coming from, you know how much is coming in. It gives you total control, and you're able to plan and budget for the future, to know that at this specific time we need to set aside this amount of money for the future. And then the second merit of budgeting says it keeps you focused on your money goals. Yes, budgeting makes you focus on your money goals. It doesn't distract. When you budget for something, you are totally focused on that. You're totally focused on the goal. You say, okay, this money we are setting aside is for this particular goal, and at this point in time we are going to achieve it without being distracted or spending money for unnecessary items or services. Like, this is the first person that I've seen that I've actually done this, and I've seen how it works, and which it really brought about a good report, is our daddy, Better Praise Uncle. I believe last year when we were planning of moving into our new venue, and he put his foot down that you have to set aside this money. Told me directly as the accountant, Joyce, set aside this money, let it move into this account, because he has seen the goal that he wants to achieve. And so because of and because he's aware of the numbers of the inflow of income, that's the numbers that comes into the church account every month, he says, no, remove this portion and set it aside so that we can achieve the goal which we are hoping to achieve of getting a new venue. Now, this is something that was really practical that I have seen, which I believe will also help you when you keep your mind focused on the money goal. I believe that you will achieve that goal that you want to achieve. Then budgeting also helps you determine if you can take a debt and how much. Budgeting helps you know when to take debts. Budgeting helps you know how much debt your company can take. Yes, you can't just wake up one morning and go and start borrowing money or borrowing loan, maybe because your company wants to handle a project, or you have a project that your company wants to host, and you end up borrowing money. The budget, when you look at your budgeting scale, it shows you that, okay, you cannot borrow more than 10 million, you cannot owe more than 10, you cannot be in debt of 10 million, of more than 10 million. That's what budgeting helps. And how do you achieve this? When you know your numbers, when you know that, okay, at this time or at this season, maybe January to February, we get this amount of money in our company. March to this, we get this amount of money in our company. When it gets to the time that maybe you want to handle that project and you want to get a loan, you know that from June to July, you're able to get that money back and pay that debt that you want to pay. But when you see that you don't know the numbers, you don't know how much is coming into your company, you don't know how much is going out, you will be in a big debt, and which is to bring about the downfall of your company. That's one good thing that's a benefit about budgeting. It helps you determine if you can take debt and how much you can take. And then the last point is that it provides you with early warning for potential problems. Yes, that is one good thing about budgeting. When you budget and plan, you are planning for the future. Budgeting is actually for the future. It's not really for the present. It's actually for what will happen in the future. And when you do it, you already know the inflow of your company. Maybe from January to February in a festive season, maybe Children's Day, Democracy Day, you know that your company makes a lot of money at that point in time. And there are some months in the year that your company does not even make any income. But during that season, during this festive season or celebrations where your company makes a lot of money, it helps you set aside certain amounts of money, which will help cover up for the months that your company will not make or get any profit at all. That's why it provides you with an early warning for potential problems. Now, I believe that with these few points, I've been able to show us reasons why we need to know our numbers and how our numbers can help us enjoy the merits of budgeting, especially when we want to be accountable. If you want to be accountable, I hope I believe these points will help you know your numbers and know how to plan and know how to use budgeting in every aspect of your life. You may be a business owner, you may be a company, or in your personal life apart from your businesses. I thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate each and every one of you that took out your time and resources to join us. And we'll pray to you to join us tomorrow, 12 o'clock, same time. I will be your host tomorrow. I will discuss more on the points that will help us